You're listening to the Bantering Bohs Show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Bohs fans, it's your boy JR. Do you like to shop? Of course you do. Amazon is everything you need. I mean, literally, everything you need. From Amazon Fire tablets to the latest Blu-rays and video games, all you gotta do is just click on that Amazon banner on our website, thebanteringbohs.com. And if you really want to help us out and support the whole thing we got going on here, then please do us a favor. Do all your shopping through our Amazon page here at the Bantering Bohs. Thank you.
And we're on.
Power
Live. You know what? It's not so much a banter that we have for you this week, guys. I mean, I'm thinking just something just as a reminder. How about that?
That sounds like a good idea.
Like a public service announcement almost, though.
PSA.
A PSA. There's a little thing out there called the Bantering Bohs Amazon page.
Oh, God, you're going to do this now.
We must be slacking right now.
Wow.
No, it's just that
plug.
summer's coming up. Bradley's got his trips to Ocean City. You know,
Yeah.
he wants
I
a
got
few
bad
pennies,
money.
you know.
Yeah, I need pennies, son.
JR's making up for lost time, you know, because the Baltimore riots and
The
stuff.
Baltimore
so-
riots closed down Camden
Yeah.
Yards.
So, and pretty much closed down the whole city, you know, sadly to say.
Mobs flying out of my wallet.
But that's, just
The
bottom
ball's up
line,
in the air.
though,
It's
you know,
been shot down by a drone. How?
all it takes is, ladies and gentlemen, very simple. Go on the banteringbohs.com. Click on the Amazon banner. You could even go as far as clicking on the tab that marked Amazon. Click on the link. And there, you know what I bought this week, guys?
What's that?
Green and white tea. I bought toothpaste.
Okay.
Some kind of Sensodyne or whatever it's called.
I think I got, what was it?
Hair gel. Obviously, I need that. Obviously.
and a lot
As
of product.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. Like, seriously,
I
your
bought-
hair does not move.
I bought face soap, too. The nice aloe face soap. Still, though.
All of a sudden, you are starting to sound a lot like Patrick Bateman.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Do you like Huey Lewis?
I tend to drink green and white tea because it does not make me look older.
No, all you have to do is just go on there and just click on the Amazon banter and you can shop for anything. Hell, you could have and you should have shopped for presents for mom.
Oh, yes, indeed. Because remember, we're recording on Mother's Day.
Huh? I'm saying you should have done.
You should have done it, yes.
Should have done that.
You could even find yourself an alcohol-free facial cleanser.
Could have done that too. Yes, but bottom line is it helps keep our show afloat. We've talked about that many times.
Shameless plug.
Huh?
Nothing?
Huh? No, it's just that if you don't have a banter, then that's damn sure what I'm going to do. So
feels like the Titanic.
yeah.
Lovely.
8 o'clock on the hour, 8:30 that is. I want to tell you a little bit about the Amazon Bantering Bohs page. And starting to sound like Patrick Bateman. Bradley, do you like Huey Lewis?
Oh, why?
This is one of Huey's biggest hits. And I just want to also tell you that I bought some Huey Lewis tickets this week because my mom and I are going on no other than Father's Day. Why would we go on Father's Day? Well, it's Baltimore City, and that's how we roll here, so...
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to be the asshole to say it because not a lot of fathers show up.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. And Bradley, there's something I want to show you.
What's that?
Turn around right now, buddy. Splat. Yeah, okay. Well, it was worth a try.
Enjoy those reservations at Dorsey and now, you beeper.
This is the Bantering Bohs Show. Brian Thomas, the movie buff. From movie news and reviews to the most useless movie facts you don't need to know. Brian is the true connoisseur of Hollywood. Brad Beals, the video game guru. From the latest trending gaming reviews to highlights of the best games you're not playing. There's a reason we call him Game Genie. James Revere, the sports fanatic. From game recaps to stats to insight on the latest sports controversies. Move over, Bob Costas. JR will run you over. And now, here are your hosts, the Bohs.
Welcome, everyone, to the Bantering Bohs Show. My name is Brian Thomas, and joining me, as always, is the rest of the Bohs. Mr. James Revere.
Hey there.
And Mr. Brad Beals.
Why, hello.
Why, hello, sir. This is the show where we recap the latest news and hot topics in video games, sports, and movies, and then banter about them. Happy Sunday and Mother's Day, everybody.
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
If you haven't done something for him by now,
Yeah.
you're in trouble. Yep.
You could have sent flowers. You could have bought him some chocolates, or just said.
Made him a meal.
You could have just even said, "Mom, thank you for all you do.
Thanks for just being you.
Thanks for being
Honestly,
you."
did Hallmark create this holiday as well?
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
kind of feel like I don't need a day to tell my mom, "Hey, thanks for what you do for me." You know?
Thanks for what you do every day of the week, since every 365 days of the
This
year.
just gives me an excuse to buy you a card.
Yeah.
Thanks for ironing the shirts for my mom all the time when I used to wake up in the morning.
You don't iron your shirts?
Not well, now I do. I had to learn sometimes.
What's an iron?
Huh?
what's an iron?
I guess then we shouldn't even talk about starch, either. Too. Ooh. Anyway, boys, welcome back, everybody. Hope you had a great week. It's been a very long week. It is.
Yeah.
It is. Lots of news going on right now, and overall, first of all, before we start, how are you, boys?
Tired, exhausted.
Bradley's
stuff.
himself.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Well, hey, man, if you're working a 6-day work week and you also got to get school done with final projects, let's be honest.
I think at this point we should honestly just wait for Brad to come in, and he'll go, "You are not going to believe what happened today. You got a day off, didn't you?"
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Usually, I want Brad to come in and say,
Oh, hello there.
yeah. Instead, though, he usually comes and says,
You Slater.
"That's typical Bradley Beals right
See
there."
that? What
That's
was that?
why we only have 3 hosts now. Slater was a good guy.
Yeah, he was.
Oh.
Yeah, we got Elizabeth Berkley instead, though.
The one from 1990 or the one now who looks like she's 75?
I take that back. Tiffany Amber Thiessen was my it girl at that time.
There we go.
Ooh,
Yeah, she still looks great, though, too.
Oh, lordy.
But you know what doesn't look great? Deflated balls.
Yet
had
how
a-
ironic he goes to the Oriole theme song.
Oh, well, my bad. Oh,
It's
it
okay,
should have
it's
been that
okay.
one. No, it should
Actually,
have been.
no,
you're
it's
right.
okay.
You're right.
The Orioles are playing the Yankees, and there's a deflated ball guy on the Yankee squad right now from using steroids for the last 10
Fine,
years.
we'll go back to that then.
Yeah, there we go.
there we go.
Here you go.
To all you Yankee fans out there, yes, I'm talking about Alex Rodriguez. If you like him, kill yourself. Sorry.
Straight to the point.
I've got no patience for guys who tamper with the history books of the game. Alex Rodriguez, yes, 2 days ago breaks Willie Mays' stranglehold on third place on the all-time
Sorry, I can't
home
play
run
that
list.
anymore. You know what?
So there is now a big 661 in his career stats. But with all the baseball purists like myself, there is an asterisk as big as his ego right along next to it. You cheating bastard. I'm sorry. Pete Rose gambled on his team and is not in the Hall of Fame. This guy injected himself with so much crap to get a competitive edge, and he's probably going to end up in the Hall of Fame.
Logic, where are you? Just run out the door?
Like, I mean, it would
Roger
honest-
Goodell, the head of Major League Baseball, too.
You would think so.
Apparently.
I mean, it's to a point they may as well just go ahead and build a hall in Cooperstown that just says the syringe line. There's Roger Clemens. There's Alex Rodriguez. There's a bunch of other idiots, but they're there. That's where all the records go to die. So,
the Hall of Shame.
yeah, it's pretty sad state of affairs. So, yeah, I hope his arthritic hips they degenerate even more, and maybe he needs a wheelchair by the All-Star break. But that's being said, the Orioles are kind of needing a wheelchair these days, as they've lost 4 out of their last 5 games. They go 1-5 on this road trip through New York, losing both games against the Mets in interleague play.
The who?
The Mets.
Oh, they exist still. I know.
Actually, doing pretty good. There's a lot of surprising teams right now. You remember how bad the Astros were?
Yeah.
They have the best record in baseball this year.
Really?
Seriously. Wow.
I haven't heard of the Mets since Mike Piazza. Pretty good Super Nintendo game, too.
Oh, God, yeah. That was a fun one.
Or was it Nintendo 64, Bradley? I can't remember.
Mike Piazza's, that was Super Nintendo?
Maybe he had them both. I don't know. Sorry.
Because I also had King Griffin Jr.'s baseball, too. For ever. It was in every freaking one.
There was the Tony Gwynn, there was the Cal Ripken, there was the Ken Griffey one. And yeah, I think Piazza was in 64.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I remember it was fun, though. I always lost, but it's okay. Bud Norris today, he is working his way slowly out of the rotation. Can't even make it out of the fourth inning as, we lose 6-2. Only bright spot really in what's generally been a really crappy stretch is, as I dubbed him officially, it's kind of a crappy nickname, but Jimmy the Hit Paredes. Season slash line right now, 347 batting average, 5 home runs, 15 RBIs. Keep in mind, he probably has about 30 less at bats than anybody else on the team right now. He's just on fire. There is a national holiday that has been kind of started in Baltimore in response to the riots. May 11th is officially reopening day.
Take cover, brother.
And now
whatever happens.
And now it's closed up again.
Yep.
So, yeah. All right.
It's been shut down already.
Yeah, do not go to the stadium on the 11th. You will not be allowed in. It will be no, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
It is reopening day, dubbed by some local restaurateurs. The owner of Pickles is one of the main forces behind this. Plain and simple. Come back to Baltimore. Show the team that you still support them, you still love them. Show all the businesses, hey, sorry this happened to you guys. We still want to spend money and get drunk on $4 beers instead of $9 beers inside of the ballpark.
God bless you.
Just if anybody has any picket signs or flaming trash cans or riot shields, just please
go the hell away.
Walk in the other direction. There's a lot of gates at Camden Yards. Safest place in the city, though, folks, honestly. So don't be afraid. Come on out.
Order, show your love, show your supports.
Business as usual. You've got
don't bust the
cap. Luckily, we're not in West Baltimore though for the Oriole game, so it should be all right. Actually, I just kind of would have done that to him to start the whole thing. Anyway, so yeah, that's.
We're here to entertain everybody. That's why. Just a reminder.
Not going good for the Birds right now. I think Buck almost actually let one of those bombs go on Delman Young today with one of the plays he made.
Dropped a bomb on me.
Buck never really shows any emotion, but Delman Young gets the ball from right field and just doesn't even give a damn about a cutoff guy and throws it straight to third base, allowing the run to score. You see Buck reach for the bullpen phone, looks over, sees what happened, and just
check out this mother.
So yeah, he not good stretch for the Birds, but like I said, they're back home for some home cooking. 17 home games in the next 22 days. So perfect time to come out and support your Birds. Perfect time to get some money in my pocket. I'm stretched thin. Now,
Puerto Rico come here sooner, did you know?
That's the problem, but I do have an interview next Monday. So.
Yay.
Quick note on the Capitals. They were up 3-1. They almost had the Rangers where they wanted them, and then their goalie must have had a seizure because he forgot how to stop 2 shots, and the Rangers win Game 5. So it is 3-2 in favor of the Caps. Game 6 is tonight. As I pulled in about 45 seconds into the game, New York was already up 1-0. Let's wake up, guys. Let's, maybe Ovi could be like Bruce Banner or something and just, start smashing crap.
Hey, Ovi. Smash.
Actually, kind of, no.
Nah.
Considering the teeth that he's had knocked out, he wouldn't really get the same response. Quick.
He's just as ugly as the Hulk, though.
Big time. Looks like he's straight out of Chernobyl. Just saying. That's so wrong, but I don't care. So now
Guess spot that we're never going to have on here, Bradley. Obi.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
we won't be that lucky anyway.
No.
Who watches hockey in Baltimore? No, I'm just kidding. A lot of Caps fans.
A few
there.
people.
Go Caps, go, as they say. Now on to some quick Raven news. After a draft that has been praised by many an expert, the Ravens are now favored by 7 different publications to win the AFC North. and their odds of winning the Super Bowl, they are now the 8th best favored team to win the Super Bowl.
Good news, everyone.
Actually, I do like the way this sounds. A kind of, not really a sad note. You kind of wish he did this 2 years ago so he didn't waste his time playing for the Texans or the Jets. But Ed Reed signs a one-day contract and officially retires as a Baltimore Raven. And in 5 years' time, we know he will be enshrined in the Football Hall of Fame, because when you have stats like 113 career pass deflections, 64 interceptions, 7 touchdowns, and total yardage of 1,590.
God damn.
Yeah.
God damn.
Especially considering he did that in a 9-year span here in Baltimore.
Wow.
Guy knew what he was doing. ESPN actually did a poll, though, because as we remember, Paul Molive from Pittsburgh, he retired, pansy. They put them side by side and said, hey, ESPN Nation, who's the better safety? Ed Reed wins 65% to 30%. We don't call you a pansy because you aren't one. You are. Just go away.
Yep.
But he'll be in Canton as well, though. Pretty respect the guy, just don't like him because of his colors. But also,
It's the hair thing.
yeah, I'm sorry. Any man who insures his hair for $1 million,
Even I, even me, just, I don't know.
Donate. Lots of love.
Really?
what is it about the guy? It's the hair cotton. It's coiffed and beautiful. You just don't see that nowadays.
Even to a guy like me, that's cold.
I know. But one of the teams that was listed in front of the Ravens in regards to best bet for a Super Bowl win is at the head of a major news story and controversy. And I'm going to ask for a little bit of help here. You all know him from some of our posts on the Instagram pages, which can be found at thebanteringbohs.com.
Yeah.
It's the Honest Trailers guy. I've just told him straight up, anytime I say something that he doesn't like, he can go ahead and just come on in. So it's Deflategate. It's back in the news again. Once again, we're talking about somebody's balls being too soft because he likes the way they feel. That guy is married to a hot girl, and he's such... Oh, my God, he's a bigger woman than his wife. Yeah, I know, right? The New England Patriots, once again, under the gun, probably cheated. What the hell do you mean probably? It's like, yeah, don't give it to me. I'm getting there.
It's giving you some dramatic music.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go with that.
You want the epic blockbuster.
Actually, no, it's like, hold on. I need a cigarette now.
It's film noir.
It was a dark and stormy night. So, in a world.
And he's the
The Pats, according to the investigative report, they hindered the investigation. They did not make their equipment guys available to investigators, even though the investigators said, anytime you guys want, I mean, just come on over. Let's talk for a while, see what's happening. Every time they asked for it, the Pats just said, no, they're busy right now. They can't come over.
They're telling them, dude, just stay down in the basement. Don't say a damn word. You're not here.
It just it did not sit well there. So their hands are caught in the cookie jar. I don't know about cookie jar, but I think they are gonna get the crap beat out of them. Yeah, I hope so, man. We hate them here in Baltimore. I have heard less hate for the riots than I hear for this guy. Yes, it's true.
That's more like it.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Brian will be here all week. Thank you, sir. I appreciate
You're welcome.
that. Next, Brady. If you remember the press conference before the Super Bowl, I had no knowledge about them. No one is allowed to touch my balls. I'm the only one. I touch them a certain way. Dude, we don't care how you masturbate. What do you do on the football field? I know, it's so sick, isn't it? I mean, dude, I do it at least behind closed doors with the lights off and candles, but this is gross. It's horrible, I know. But yes, he came out and said he had no knowledge of tampering whatsoever, but according to text records released from the two equipment guys, they say they were given autographed merchandise from Tom Brady in exchange for tampering with the footballs exactly how Brady likes to grab them. So, as long as they're deflated and soft, Brady likes the love. So, And last but not least, the biggest
I think
thing.
there was a strap-on found in his bed in the locker room.
I think he autographed that and really gave it to the guy.
Oh.
I'm just saying what everyone's thinking. I mean, I'm sorry.
No, I just think Giselle's got a hell of a temper, that's all.
Please, baby, I'm sorry. How can I make it up to you?
Oh, you know how she got bend over and say my name.
You mean you did not get 4 touchdowns?
He cannot throw the ball and catch it too.
I'm sorry. Please don't. Oh, my.
Wait, George Takei plays for the Patriots?
No, but they like the same extracurricular activities.
I don't follow. What are you talking about?
We'll explain after the show. We'll get a beer.
I like you.
Thank you. Last but not least, though, if he's not lying about stuff, why not actually allow the investigators to look at his text records from a cell phone company? Not a single text message was made available from Tom Brady, mainly to protect the fact of you don't know what he does on the road. Could be other girls, could be anything else.
all
could
the
slander his image.
improper pics, shall we say.
Or Goodell.
You know, the...
I like how you refer to him as a Goodell.
what does this text message say?
Dear Roger, thanks for a great time last night.
Here's a little something for you.
There is a ball gag in the Oh my God. This guy's crap. I'm going to ride him like a pony. This is bad.
So, yeah, he has been caught with his hand in the cookie jar big time. I don't know what's going to happen, but lots of experts are saying at least a 6 to possible year-long suspension for Brady. I'll approve that.
Oh my.
Looks like Giselle will really be working him this year. Pat, the Patriots...
Now I knew why he grew his hair out long. Giselle had something to pull.
Do you see what that Bruce Jenner does? You are going to be him for me.
I like that Giselle. She sounds like a man. I mean, she knows what she wants, and she holds him down till he gives it. It's awesome.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Wait, wasn't Tom Brady interviewed by Diane Sawyer last week?
No, that was Bruce Jenner.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you see draft picks, maybe a few $1 million, because I mean you've tarnished the image of the Shield. However, Roger Goodell and Robert Kraft are on the same level as Giselle and Tom Brady. They like to meet in secluded red light hotels. Yeah, I knew you'd like that, Quagmire. Point blank, if Goodell doesn't do something which, lay the hammer down, he may as well retire. I mean,
Seriously.
I'm telling you, he's going to get a slap on the hand. I'm telling you.
PB&J.
We can only hope that doesn't happen. Otherwise, no, they're not going to lose any money. What am I talking about?
No.
As long as there's enough of those, oh my goodness, it's football. Did I break it in your toy? As long as we have enough of those guys out there watching football, it's not going to matter what happens. But for the sake of all of us who have been cheated out of an impossible trip to the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
Ravens, Goodell, you suck. We're all kind of watching with bated breath as to what's going to happen.
And somehow that gets you an MVP win of the.
And then the typical Pats fans could be like, well, it doesn't matter, just because, check out the rings, man,
Shouldn't have been in the first place.
Yeah.
When you haven't fumbled but maybe 15 times since 2003, I'm sorry, something's not right with that. So, cheating bastards all around. That's my final word. He likes softballs. He's kind of gay, and he looks like a man going to become a woman. So that being said, what's up with video games?
Top that one.
Is that because I'm going down the list of which news topics to transition that into? I'm like, what sounds almost close to that?
Well, you were talking about blue as the warmest color, but that doesn't quite fall into the video game category.
Nah,
so.
sadly.
I don't think there's a vibrator simulator out there yet, so keep going.
Well...
Oh, God.
Wow.
Well, there was the Pornhub sponsorship.
There was
so
a Pornhub
maybe.
sponsor. There was actually a... let's say third-party device you could buy for the game Rez.
Oh, God.
but I'm not going to. Which was a rhythm-based game, shall we say, and
Oh, God. Right.
Japan, need I say more?
Oh, no, no. The only other way it would have made more sense is if you said Florida. But
Well, going on to something that's coming to Florida and also Japan, by the looks of it, Nintendo is now going to be partnering up with Orlando Studios and Universal Studios to be promoting their own ride attractions be put into the theme park of Universal Studios.
that is a good get for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they need some money out there. And, of course, Universal Studios having their places in Orlando, Singapore, and Japan as well. No word exactly on what places are going to be having the attractions or what's coming there soon, but actually, surprisingly enough, after this announcement and I guess the whole hoopla that's going on with the Amiibos, because those things are selling off the freaking shelves, Nintendo's stock prices have actually gone up, surprisingly enough. So they're making money, which is good, because we
Our
Nintendo.
systems suck. Help.
Let's get something out there. Yeah, so Universal Studios is going to be... Who knows? I mean, again, we should have seen the signs with Nintendo Land for the Wii U, which was basically the exact same thing, but now in real life. Yeah, so how would you like to be wandering around as Mario or as Link and actually, be in a Baccarat or something like that?
Ooh.
Or a...
Wario rides the roller coaster.
Or that,
That's what the Italians in Universal Studios heat. It's gonna be swell.
So this is what it's actually like to go down the pipe with Mario.
Oh.
That's greasy and disturbing, and I want more.
But yeah, so look for more information coming in the future of that, and if you're in the area...
Waluigi.
Wah. But on to also other things going to be coming out. We did find out, especially the indie game, roguelike game, Rogue Legacy, will be coming to Xbox One on May 27th for the $1.50 of $14.99. Of course, this is already available on PC and PlayStation Network as well, but at least now it's finally coming over to Xbox One. This is actually a really good roguelike game where you go through and play kind of a Castlevania-style game, 2D, with you choose different abilities that your character gets over time, and you just kind of progress through and see as far into the castle as you go by generation after generation, trying to increase your character. But it's still really nice and sticks to the roguelike genre itself. So if you like permadeath and like to challenge yourself especially, and Castlevania game, can't go wrong especially. So that's definitely a good one. Interesting note, and the drama still continues on the Konami and Hideo Kojima issues going on there with apparently the cancellation of Silent Hills. So we found out last week especially, and Konami Studio especially being taking the names, been rebranded and taken away. Unfortunately, right now, PT has been removed from all PlayStation Store networks. Now we did report. And we did. Now, I did announce this last week that apparently you couldn't buy it, but you could re-download it. Now it's official. You cannot re-download it. Right now, it's officially gone from all PlayStation servers right now. They really retroacted this thing at the point. So at the moment, if you have it, you have a piece of rare commodity actually right there at the moment. So
I wonder if they're not telling us behind the scenes he's going the way of Gary Busey and just losing his mind.
Soon he'll be doing Amazon raids in the next couple of years.
Well, because Hideo Kojima is a crazy guy.
Amazon Fire TV.
Now,
Buy it on the Bantering Bohs Amazon page.
Yeah,
I like turkey legs.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad that we don't know exactly what internal issues is going on between Hideo Kojima and Konami at the moment, but to see them actually retroly remove all of his name and property basically from everything.
That's deep right there.
Yeah, exactly. And to even remove basically a demo. This is PT stands for playable teaser. This is a demo, and have to retroly remove it from all servers. That's some serious undertaking, especially right there. So if you have it, congratulations. You have basically what is now rare commodity in terms of video game industry, which is also interesting because it's also become almost people more talk about this. It's oh, I have this, and I wouldn't be surprised if somebody goes online and tries to sell this, for, eBay it for $1,300 or something. But give it time, and the hackers will try to find a way to break the encryption and then put it up onto the internet itself. So, yeah, I guess to see that in probably about 2 weeks from now, let's be honest.
Yeah.
How long it takes. But, Yeah, sad to see that as well, to hear the cancellation of PT and of Silent Hills, because that was going to be a collaborative work between Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro. So,
Which surprisingly not surprisingly, would still be better than the movie.
exactly. Yeah. So, hello, match made in heaven right there. But unfortunately, that can't be the case. On to especially new releases coming out as well. Black Mesa, which is a remake of the original Half-Life, has now hit up on Steam right now. It's in the Steam Early Access program. This was, of course, shown out there as like a little bit of a free mod, especially to try it out, because everybody loves Half-Life, and unfortunately Half-Life 3 is nowhere to be found, unfortunately. So if you want to go back and try it out with an updated visuals, graphics, and it's built in the Source engine, if I'm not mistaken. So it's about $20 right now over on Steam Early Access, so do check that out. Again, it's Half-Life. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. And EA has kind of hinted it and kind of clarified that unfortunately we may have to wait until after April of 2016 to probably get Titanfall 2. When looking back at their fiscal year for their upcoming year, apparently that's not planned for theirs. Planned for that as well. So EA said, yeah, just expect after next April for probably Titanfall 2. But before then, we should also have in there Mirror's Edge 2 is also going to be within the early 2016. So that's at least a good bit of news. I mean, I'm not too worried, especially with Titanfall 2, because that'll at least give it a little bit more time to polish it up and actually say that they're looking to actually make a dedicated single-player campaign.
Enjoy a story and then play multiplayer.
Exactly. So it's like, hey, instead of let's just tack this on to whatever we already have there. But
Pacific Rim, the video game with a different title.
Exactly. So, but on to especially other news. Hearthstone, the game that I keep promoting all this damn time, has now reached, according to its Twitter, 30 million players online for that game. Surprisingly enough. Seriously, so there's a lot of people that like to play card games out there, especially. And this coincides especially with its release of the iPad and Android devices, especially on your iPad, but also iPhone, device as well, and as well with the recently released expansion, Blackrock Mountain especially. So, hey man, more people out there to play against, and trust me, after playing last night, there's clearly some people out there that need some help, because there is it's good for me because it helps out me build up some more gold, but clearly there is a lot of noobs that just came into the game, and I'm just like, why would you make this move?
He's become Scrooge McDuck with the amount of money he's making.
I am profiting so much off these people. Hey man, how else am I going to get through Blackrock Canyon? I mean, I need that gold, but yes. But as well as we found out, especially with the Dota 2 Compendium now out there, especially for to raise the money, especially for the international competition, which will be in the summertime. Surprisingly enough, after checking it last night, and they do, of course, I reported last week that they had a stretch goal of about 15 million prize pool that they're looking to get as being like kind of their top layer they're saying right now. After checking it last night, it was at 7.2 million already. Ooh. Yeah, so let's just say that 15 million, it's going to probably get hit, let's be honest. So, yeah, there's a lot of money going to be put into that. So, Dota 2 international competition, do expect it for the summertime. And there's a lot of interesting, just little stuff they're throwing in there for the prize pool and just for people who want it as well. Again, the compendium is basically like their little upcoming, I want to say like roster draft that shows you off all the competitors who are going to be competing in the international competition. Even get items through there, complete challenges, and as well even do a fantasy draft through the esports league there. So if you want to draft your own fantasy players and battle that out while the international is going on, something interesting to do. Again, I forget exactly how much it is off the top of my head, I'm sorry to say, but something interesting out there. Excuse me. As well, I do want to touch upon the recent Q&A, A&A especially, that Rockstar had to be put out because after recent reports from players putting out there that they've been getting bans from Rockstar for putting in mods into their game, and especially with the release of the port of Grand Theft Auto 5, and the modding community is starting to work out there, especially getting some really fun mods like turn yourself into a chimpanzee and have a gun that fires cars.
Where do I sign up for that?
Yeah, exactly. But unfortunately, people have been reporting having the mods installed are now getting banned from Rockstar itself, and we're kind of worrying because most of the ones out there are for single player, and they're wondering, why am I getting banned for using a mod single player? Well, Rockstar did want to state out that they're okay with single player mods, but they're not okay with the mods that will affect Grand Theft Auto Online. Down, boy.
Oh, he ain't coming back. Don't
He ain't
worry.
coming back, yeah. No worry, just respawn. Yeah, so they're saying like, no, we're not, we're not banning anybody for single player mods. If you use mods that affect the online people, yeah, we're going to probably be looking at you. Now, of course, this comes into reports of customers calling up the customer service line and actually having reports of customer service actually hanging up on them in regards to certain requests about mods. But Rockstar wants to say, yeah, we're okay with single player. Online, not okay, which kind of sucks because some people have gone online just to use a field of view mod to change the field of view to bring it up to more around like 90, which is kind of the more standard for PC players. The one right now off the bat, the game only goes up to 80, which is not really the best. Some people that are affected by I forget what this thing is. Simulation sickness is the thing itself, where if you stare at it too much, you can actually start to feel lightheaded or dizzy, just because the field of view is so small. Because you're looking at a computer monitor. If you increase it up to about 90, you're pretty much fine at that point. It's just how much is shown on the screen. But yeah, unfortunately, if you use that online, you'll get banned because the game checks to see if there's any unusual scripts in there, and that'll cause it. So kind of sucks that to do that and just says, like, why didn't you have that already from the beginning into the game? But I can't question it. It's still a pretty good, it's still a good port. I mean, if you want to check over our Instagram page, you'll see all the pictures I posted up there.
Yes, sir.
Indeed. But they did want to also note that they're looking into supporting for wheel and joystick peripherals as well, and they're also looking to bring the Rockstar's editor, which is a great tool for doing editing clips into making little machinima movies, and as well the great tool if you use screenshots, which we've shown on our Instagram page there.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I use especially. It's going to be coming to consoles as well, so we're looking to integrate that. And also a couple other things down the line, just as like freebies is out there. But unfortunately, nothing has been said about future installments for more heights out there. At the moment, it's just whatever's on there. So they say, because it's a little bit more labor-intensive and takes up a lot more time to create the heights mission, so may have to wait on that, unfortunately. And I think I'm going to have to get a timpani queued up for probably the biggest news that's...
Oh,
let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen.
I know what else you're going to need to.
I know you know what you need. It has finally happened. For the game that will not die, the game that you guys love, Goat Simulator has announced its newest DLC, Goat Z. You should feel the horror, as it is the first survival horror game that is not in early access. Yes, as Goat Z is clearly a parody of DayZ and basically every survival horror game out there on Steam's early access page, is a zombie survival horror themed DLC package for Goat Simulator out there with new crazy guns, weapons, and just more zombie ridiculousness in there. There is even crafting in there because reasons.
You're a goddamn genius.
This still sounds better than Brad Pitt in World War Z.
And yes, there are millions of bugs, or as they claim, even probably more bugs than probably the survival horror games have themselves. Oh, dear God, if you play DayZ or H1Z1 or any of those games, you know exactly how many bugs you run into, so... Yeah, so Goat Z out there for the low price of $4.99 especially, and right now it's only for the PC release and Mac Linux. They are looking to be bringing it over to iPhone port of the game, and I imagine we're still looking to see if they're going to
get it on Xbox One.
Yeah, they've been sent to. It's like, when are you going to do the console version? They're like, oh, we don't know yet. It better come, so we'll see, especially there.
Get on with it.
Basically. But on the last bit of news I do want to touch on, unfortunately, and seeing how bad...
Unfortunately.
I know, unfortunately. I know. Well, the problem is, especially Mortal Kombat X that came out, the PC port sucked, let's be freaking honest.
Good news, everyone.
Uh-oh, I don't like the sound of that.
Yes, there was a new patch for Mortal Kombat X for the PC port. Unfortunately, there have been many reports that has erased players' save data, unfortunately. So it's like, hey, we fixed all these issues. Oh, by the way, we kind of erased your game. Yeah. So they've unfortunately had to remove the patch until they get it all sorted out, unfortunately enough. So do keep in mind that like 15 gigabyte download patch, yeah, you might want to just forget about that, which sucks because apparently, this is, the whole issue that happened right now is that we found out that Mortal Kombat X, the PC version, was outsourced to a third-party company to make the port. The console version still were made for the in-house people and still really good, which if you want to get your own copy, I highly recommend going to our Amazon page at thebanteringbohs.com to buy that copy for yourself.
Attaboy.
There you go. But unfortunately, the PC version, you're still going to have to wait for that to all be fixed. Again, they worked with an experimental system to get it working, but the patch...
That's what happens when you pay 12-year-olds a bag of potato chips to do your programming.
Basically.
Sweatshopping for computer programs. All right.
So we'll probably have to wait for a couple months before it actually all gets fixed in that time. But within that months, let's be honest, there's probably a good couple movies you can get through. So, Brian?
I like the delivery. It was good.
I was actually trying to figure out if there was a Mortal Kombat reference I could work in there, too. But,
Come here! Get over here! As bad as the sound effects from Mortal Kombat 2. What else do we have?
God, first one was great. Second one, what were they smoking?
Was it Mortal Kombat? Was it Annihilation or whatever, where they had the robots in there?
that was the second one, yeah.
Was that the second one? Okay, yeah. I enjoyed it, and then it was Sub-Zero without the mask.
Every other just lightning bolt.
And then,
How was that?
then you had Striker. It's like, how does he fall in with this?
They just made it up as they went along, let's be honest.
Whatever.
We lost all of our high-priced talent, so we're just going with it now.
Yeah. You're going to get killed by a man with two guns.
The 90s.
Yeah. Anywho. So, boys.
Howdy.
Another big week in Hollywood, as you can imagine. We kick it off with the weekend box office. As always, Avengers Age of Ultron came in at $77.2 million. JR had $5 that you contributed to that, I think.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, bringing it all the way up to $312.5 million.
Yeah, can I borrow some of that? Just
Maybe a little bit. Just share the wealth,
Yeah, come on.
I would not borrow it from the new Sofia Vergara and Reese Witherspoon movie Hot Pursuit, which came in at $13.3 million.
I'm surprised he even made that much.
Her bra size is bigger than those numbers. I mean, come on. I'm just saying. I'm not talking about Reese, believe me. The Age of Adeline came in at $5.6 million, totaling at $31.5 million. Furious 7 is at number 4, $5.2 million.
Going strong.
$338.4 million. Definitely get a ding there. Paul Blart, Mall Cop, $5.1 million. $58 million. Yes, and there will be another...
Paul Blart, yeah.
Well, not another Paul Blart, but I'm just going to say not Kevin... Oh, my God. What's his name?
Kevin Feige.
No. Who played Paul Blart?
Kevin James.
Kevin James will be in another summer movie with Adam Sandler.
I was gonna say,
That's what I'm saying.
God help us all.
They're riding this out till Pixels.
if there was going to be another Paul Blart, I'd have to go punch Adam Sandler
Don't
in the
be
throat.
too surprised. Don't be surprised. Depends on what the budget of the movie was. And honestly, I really don't give a tiny rat's ass. I don't give a rat's ass. But just
however much the Segway costs.
Think about all the segues you had to replace because of that during all those outtakes. Oops. Anyway, Ultron has earned, like I said, $77.2 million over the last weekend. It is one of only two films that have made it above $300 million in 2 days or less. I'm sorry, in 10 days or less. The Dark Knight and the Avengers are those two movies that have actually done that. Mm-hmm. Ultron is receiving 16% behind its predecessor right about now. I wouldn't say word of mouth or whatever. It's just, it was kind of expected. Okay, the Avengers, so much hype. We've kind of talked about this before, that
hype,
all the superheroes on there be like, okay, well, we've seen this before, and not saying that it's not improved. Some people like it. Some people are just like, it's kind of a step down from the original Avengers and so forth, though too. But to say that you're one of the top highest grossing movies of all time.
Exactly.
Well, let me rephrase that. Top highest grossing box office openings of all time. It hasn't got to the highest grossing just yet. Anyway, though, so going with the Marvel news, let's start off with this. So Captain America Civil War, we've talked a lot about it, but I figured there was more casting this week, as you can imagine. Yeah. It's like, how can you fit more of a cast in that movie that already isn't there?
Yeah.
So let me just read off some names that we already knew were there. Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., RDJ Bradley, Scarlett Johansson, Anthony Mackie, Paul Bettany, Don Cheadle, Elizabeth Olsen. Now added, Paul Rudd. Actually, Chadwick Boseman was already in there. He's going to be playing Black Panther. That was kind of the introduction to him. So, okay, yeah. Jeremy Renner is going to be in there. Sebastian Stan, who played Bucky Barnes, a.k.a. the Winter Soldier, will be back. Emily Von Kamp, who played Agent, was it Agent 17 or Agent 13? I forget which one she was in there. She was in the show Revenge. She was in the Winter Soldier in there. She was the neighbor.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah. Gotcha.
We like that. She had a small part, but a good part. And if all things go well, spoiler alert, I mean, she could be really good, in there, if you know what I mean.
She could be good anywhere.
Yeah. Frank Grillo will be back. If you remember him, he was the guy fighting Anthony Mackie at the very end there, James.
He was the charcoal Burkett.
Yes, and that is a big part in the Marvel Universe because he could be a new henchman. Now added on here, we've talked about this name before, Daniel Bruhl. He was in the movie, was it Rush? Which was a Ron Howard film based on a true story about the IndyCar racers. He did an outstanding job in that movie. He was also briefly in the Bourne Ultimatum in there too, but he will be playing some kind of Nazi villain in there too. Not Red Skull, but he is going to have some kind of
The Hydra.
I don't know. It's to be determined. There's so many characters in there. For anybody who did see the last Hulk movie with Edward Norton in here, William Hurt is going to be reprising his role in there too. So, it's kind of cool that they're kind of bringing him back and some continuation as this whole thing goes through. Martin Freeman, do you guys know that name?
That would be...
Yes.
Bilbo.
Yeah.
Yes.
He will be coming into this movie. Also, he was just added. Rumor has it that he's not going to be playing any superhero, maybe even some kind of senator, but I'm sure
maybe a hobbit.
Yeah. No hobbits in this movie anyway. So that is quite the cast. Now, granted, when we talk about cast in a movie, it doesn't mean that, they could show up for 5 seconds. We might see Paul Rudd just for as a quick cameo in there too, and that'd be it. And if that's the case, that's fine. But I'm afraid this movie's going to take away too much from actual Captain America, though, too. And it's going to be
it encompasses a lot of people in there.
It's Avengers 2.5, really.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see more continuation with just Cap and the Winter Soldier, and I don't know, but I mean, it is what it is, though. So and that's
True.
it's as long as
trying to get to infinity.
Yeah, and now that you have Robert Downey Jr. in there, he's going to want a little bit of screen time too.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? Oh well.
They're probably going to have to beat the crap out of each other at some point.
Well, they do. Civil War.
That's why they call it that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Avengers Infinity War. While we're just getting through Age of Ultron, they've already started announcing a big announcement in here. This is where we get a little nerdy in here. Bradley, you might find this interesting. JR, I know you definitely will. Avengers Part 1, Infinity War Part 1 and 2 will be shot entirely in the IMAX format. This will mark the first time the format is used to shoot an entire film. We've had movies like the Dark Knight trilogy had scenes that were shot in the IMAX format or whatever. And you know how big those cameras were and how noisy those cameras were, too. Christopher Nolan... Exactly. Christopher Nolan also recently did it with Interstellar. Even Michael Bay has used it for Transformers, too. That's not saying a lot, but just figured I'd add that in there. Anyway, IMAX, and this company called ARRI have a new revolutionary camera called the Alexis 65 2D digital camera. It's a lightweight, completely silent, and shoots at a resolution of 6560 by 3102, with a aperture equivalent to a 65 millimeter film camera. I don't know too much about that, but I just know that the IMAX cameras, like I said before, are huge. The fact that you have a silent mini IMAX camera and you're going to be able to shoot entire film,
that's impressive.
Shut up and take my money, really. And especially within a movie as big as The Avengers already is, too.
True,
the Russo brothers are going to be trying to use this. They're going to shoot 15 minutes of Civil War with one of the sequences in there. I would imagine it's going to be an action scene or something, though, too. Or they might just shoot the first opening with a 15-minute on there too. So, we've talked about. I've always tried to say, hey, when a movie comes out, if it is shot in IMAX, I really don't give a rat's ass about 3D. I think 3D is 3D stupid.
Is not the. It's just the resolution will be good. The action will be set up fine. I know, especially The Hobbit tried to do the experimental. We tried to up the.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the frames per second, especially now.
It didn't work.
It didn't work because some of the things were off. The sound was off from it, especially. So in some scenes, didn't really work too well. But
Skyfall, and I think they're going to do it in Spectre. I have to find that out.
This one, the higher resolution.
Well, they definitely used IMAX in Skyfall, though, too. Mission Impossible, I think they used that when Tom Cruise. That'd be pretty cool if Tom Hanks was climbing a building.
Props on that one.
Yeah, they use that for Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol as well, too. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, the technology's out there, but it's nice that we're already going a step above that, too.
Right.
Some directors like shooting in the old format of movies or whatever. Even the old school directors like Martin Scorsese, he shot in the digital format for Wolf of Wall Street, though, too.
Right.
And, it just makes a difference. It's just like nobody wants to shoot on film anymore, bottom line. And it's a sad thing at the same time, though. It's just that technology is there, so why not use it to our advantage or whatever, especially with a film like this.
Depending on the aesthetic of the movie you're trying to go for, especially. Sometimes the film can work out well, but it depends on what you're actually going to accomplish with the film. So that's, if you're trying to do something like this, an action scene, you might want to do the IMAX.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be in a scene where, if it was just three of us in a scene, and
you don't have to, exactly. If it's just them just sitting around, it's them sitting around, shawarma, do you really need the IMAX?
No.
Exactly.
No. Do we need to have it for the mid-credit scene or the end-credit scene? Maybe.
CGI the whole thing anyway. So
Special guest director Joss Whedon. That's not going to happen again.
I'll say Colby Smulders on IMAX, that's for sure.
I'll see Scarlett Jo in that outfit, and just a thought. Anyway, moving on with the Disney company. Bastards.
Damn mouse.
The mouse has lost a director, and we didn't get a chance to talk about this. Josh Trank, he was supposed to be director of another Star Wars spinoff movie in the anthology, and he's the guy who's going to be directing Fantastic Four. He directed Chronicle. Lucasfilm announced that director Josh Trank will no longer be helming the second Star Wars standalone movie. There's no replacement director that's been announced, but Lucasfilm and Disney promised they will continue to develop the project, which was set for release in 2018. Trank had this to say: after a year of having the incredible honor of developing the wonderful and talented people at Lucasfilm, I'll make a personal decision to move forward on a different path. I'll put
Bye.
yada. I'll put a tremendous amount of.
I found somebody's giving me more money. Bye.
Don't be so sure, Bradley.
Of screen flares as J.J. Abrams.
He also said, and if you guys remember this, back to the Star Wars Celebration, we might not have touched on this, but he didn't make it to the celebration. Everybody else made it there, but he ended up tweeting, "I'm battling the worst case of flu in my life." Now, if I had to be a betting man here, and the things I've heard about Fantastic Four, about problems on the set and so forth, maybe Disney just decided, you know what, we have time anyway, 2018, whatever time this movie's going to be out, and that's just get off the Josh Trank bandwagon and so forth.
Go snag up Edgar Wright and say, Marvel, hey, what now?
It's still a part of Disney, so
true.
Anyway, so now DC Comics does that.
We got a war going on here.
That, yeah. Of course, this means
shots
war.
fired.
Let's put him on Aquaman. If you're as good as you say you are, make that actually interesting.
And how about Flash? That would be interesting. I don't know. thinking. Anyway, though, so I think honestly, if I had to be a betting man, I think Trank. But we have yet to see a movie. We've seen only trailers, and a trailer can sell a film, sure.
Right.
But I mean, we have yet to see the actual movie. I have not seen Chronicle, but I mean, they were all, obviously they had high hopes for this, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, you're out, or they decide to go their separate ways. It's happening a lot more often, with these companies, and it just. As a film fan, you kind of have to wonder, okay,
What's
well,
really going
obviously they had an idea who they wanted. They had their ideas together. Obviously, he made some kind of a pitch, but, all of a sudden you're going to say, we're dropping them, or we're going somewhere else. We didn't agree with this. Does not, no. And, we shall see what happens. Now, we do know this about what was supposed to be the second Star Wars spinoff. It's been unofficially confirmed that... it's going to be a Boba Fett spinoff. Boba Fett should make Bradley happy.
I'll buy that for $1.
Where's the fat man?
Yeah. According to the Wrap, the film will provide an origin story for the iconic character who debuted in 1978's infamous Star Wars holiday special, went on to have a featured role in the Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Yes, Bradley, you are correct. Yes, we
They're
did see
going
that.
to actually make it a good one.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what you're talking about, Bradley. It never happened. It never happened. He'd never cut off his father's,
Hold on, I'm looking over here at his DVD collection. Let me see.
Yeah, it's not in there anymore.
Anymore, he says.
Taking
now,
it to Soundgarden this weekend and selling it.
Yeah, can you take these? No. We got the dumpster out back.
Yeah, pretty much. A little bit more Star Wars news for you guys. We did see some, because it was May the 4th be with you. Variety did some pictures out there, and they had a chance to put out some new images of Adam Scott in there. Adam Driver, and it has been confirmed that he will be playing Kylo Ren. He looks like he could be a bad guy. I don't know too much about him, except he's a pretty tall, skinny-looking mother effer.
What you talk about?
Lupita Nyong'o is going to be some kind of CGI character. Why they would do CGI to a face like that, I have no idea. We already knew that Poe Dameron, he's going to be the guy played by Oscar Isaac. He's going to be a X-Wing fighter pilot. Gwendolyn Christie. Now, here's one we had. It was speculated anyway. She is going to play Captain Phasma on here. She is the Chrome Trooper. Mm-hmm. So it is actually going to be played by a female. She's from the Game of Thrones, and we don't know too much about that. But other than that, though, I thought it was Vanity Fair. It was on the cover of Vanity Fair, where you see
Annie Leibovitz.
Huh? What's that?
Annie Leibovitz, I think, was the name of the photographer.
Yes. Those pictures were amazing, though, too. It makes me want to go buy Vanity Fair. So you see a little bit of the new cast in there. And you see Chewie, you see Han Solo, you see BD-8 in there, too. James's new girl in there. And, yeah. So, anyway. As we move on here, speaking of Harrison Ford, while we don't know if he's going to be in it, Lucasfilm has confirmed that Indiana Jones 5 will happen.
I can see it now. Indiana Jones 5, Escape from the Retirement Home.
Where's my Inshore? I haven't seen that yet.
It's by the whip. Now, we don't know much information about this. It could be a whole new Indiana Jones movie. It could be with Harrison Ford. If they're going to do that, they better hurry a little faster than still
He's
being in early development.
He's older than John McCain.
Well, he does a whole lot better than John McCain.
Yeah,
a lot of things, probably. He could probably play a better John McCain than John McCain could.
John McCain can't move his arms.
Yeah. We've talked about Indiana Jones 5. I mean, whether it's going to be Chris Pratt or not, I mean, I'd rather it just be a brand new Indiana Jones.
As long as the Shia LaBeouf isn't in there.
Please, God.
No.
Please, God, no. Please, God, no.
I'm still trying to wipe the memory from my mind. But it's still...
I never made it fully through that film, and I'm kind of glad
be glad. Just be glad.
But I just kind of want to see just the little parts of it.
I still refuse to buy the box set of Indiana Jones just because that movie's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Blu-rays. Yeah, and that's one thing that's on my Christmas wish list every year is just to get the Blu-rays or whatever. Now with the Star Wars, I had to make sure that I didn't get the new Lucas. Well, first of all, I didn't want the prequels.
whole Blu-ray thing they released.
I didn't get that.
No one said to get that one.
No, I refused to get that. I just got like 4, 5, and 6, and it had like the Darth Vader on the cover there too.
The sad thing is we still will not get the original theatrical ones as well paired with it, which is sad.
No. I wouldn't. Well, I don't know. I mean, it depends on how much George Lucas has control of that.
Yeah.
If Disney now owns it, or it depends, because 20th Century Fox actually owns the rights to that though too. But if it's about money, why not? Just
go ahead and just do like on the same.
I will
Blu-ray
place a wager with you. By Christmas time, you're going to get like another Star Wars collection
release
out there.
collection. Yeah.
Now, what version? Who knows what version
will come out? If it
too.
will actually be the updated in there, or will we actually finally get paired with it?
You might as well just get VHS, the original VHS, if you can find it, and then dub it to DVD.
I had those too. I did.
Well, I had the special edition VHS.
Yeah,
ones.
the special edition that removed the green filter.
Yeah,
the green film.
Actually, I just found those the other night unpacking stuff, but.
Yeah, I think I got rid of them at a yard sale too. Yeah.
Anyway, though, as we move on here, and as we're running short on time, Tom Hardy, he has a little movie coming out this week called Mad Max Fury Road. Definitely going to go see that.
Mm-hmm.
He's obviously doing press, and he did an interview revealing why he dropped out of Suicide Squad. Bottom line is that he has another movie that he's doing. It's the one with Leonardo DiCaprio. It's called The Revenant. We talked a little bit about this. It's pretty much says Leo will win an Oscar this time, or at least get a nomination again. And he's been filming that movie. And the problem with this movie is that it's not a problem or whatever. First of all, it's from the director of Birdman, so obviously it's not going to be too bad after all. The way they're filming this movie, it's being shot in the last 3 months, but they have to go out back to, how do you say it, Patagonia or to Alaska to continue shooting The Revenant, which has turned into a much bigger beast than they thought. Pretty much, it's just it's set in the 1800s. It's a revenge drama where he's playing with Leonardo DiCaprio, and it's just how they're doing it with the time of the day and so forth or whatever, though, too. I don't know if obviously it's going more practical and so forth. He really would have loved to have been a part of this or whatever. People were worried that he saw the script and all of a sudden he wanted out. Bottom line is this movie took way longer than they expected, and he had no choice but to get out of it. So that is a relief.
I have a chance to put my best chops forward and be in an award-winning movie.
Yeah.
Or a popcorn film.
And and Tom Hardy, I mean, he's done popcorn films before or whatever.
He's got one coming out on this weekend.
Yeah,
exactly.
And he's probably going to do a damn good job acting in it too, though, as well. Joel Kinnaman's going to be taking his place, and he said that he thinks that Kinnaman's going to do an amazing job. Now, he could just be saying that. I don't know. But
lip service.
Maybe. Anyway, but he's obviously very bummed about this, so it is kind of a relief in my mind saying, okay, well, you know what? He really couldn't make this, so it is what it is, and so forth. So, anyway, finishing it up here, because, we're getting short on time. And there's one little thing I did want to talk about before this. Good news.
Good news, everyone.
Yeah. You know what? We'll do this. Guys, we waited for it because it was last fall. We didn't even think this movie was going to be anything. And then all of a sudden,
hey, man,
John Wick gets a sequel. Yeah.
Oh, my gentle Jesus. There is a God.
You didn't know?
Yeah, I know.
I think I was going to say I told you all about it. Yeah. Keanu Reeves and the directors are going to be returning. There was speculation about this, but Lionsgate says that they're going to have a John Wick 2.
Yes.
And, it's confirmed plans to produce a sequel to the 2014's critically acclaimed breakout hit John Wick. It was announced this past week by Rob Friedman and Patrick Keanu Reeves, along with directors
close enough.
David Leitch and Chad Stahelski, as well as screenwriter Derek Kolstad, said they're set to return for the sequel. The film will be released through Lionsgate Summit Entertainment and will be produced by Thunder Roads, Basil, yada yada. In the follow-up to last year's adrenaline-fueled revenge and redemption thriller legendary hit, John Wick will be back. We don't know what kind of
doing, but
it doesn't sound like it's going to be a prequel, though.
Okay.
So the question is,
someone's going to kill his dog again.
Are they going to kill his dog again, or is he? What are they going to do to him? Are they going to steal another one of his cars? I don't know.
They got to bring him back into the world again. every time he tries to get out, they just keep pulling him back in.
I don't know what they can do with this. I really don't know. I mean,
I don't know, but it'll be interesting.
Just take me. I like that everybody's coming back. Okay, first of all, you have those directors that obviously know how to shoot an action scene.
Exactly.
You have a writer that can just take the best out of Keanu Reeves and put him on camera.
Yep.
And that's fine. So just as long as they use him wisely, then I'm all in for that, though, too. We're not going to have time to talk about this tonight, so we'll have to make time for it next week. Hateful Eight pictures are up on Entertainment Weekly. Had a chance to see them. Looks like a good Quentin Tarantino movie is out yet again, and in the Western world. Maybe not quite on the same path, I guess, as Django Unchained, which is okay, though, too.
It's going to be bloody. It's going to be violent.
Kurt Russell,
It's gonna be
Samuel
gratuitous.
Jackson, Jennifer Jason Lee. It's Michael Madsen's in there. So you have some people that were in the original Reservoir Dogs, too.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool as well. So I will leave you with this because we only have a few minutes, but I figure I want you guys' opinion on it real quick.
You have to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky?
You want to play rough? Okay. Wild card, bitches!
Yeah, why not? Anyway, so I'm looking at this article that we did post on our Twitter. It's from Variety, and it is titled Avengers in the Age of CGI Overkill in Hollywood. So we've had a chance to see Avengers, and we've had a chance to see a lot of these superhero movies that have been out. And I think it's safe to say that Avengers has, really topped it off with CGI.
Yeah.
And I just want to know what you guys think was it too much CGI for you? Don't go into spoiler territory, because there are people that haven't seen it. Dipshits. But anyway, though, it's, back in 1978, they were saying Superman used the memorable slogan, you will believe a man can fly, and has never been truer than now, and so forth. And it's just like the enormous battles and just everything that's going into the Avengers, though,
it all comes down to the disbelief of illusion, basically.
It's just a predictable pattern is more what they're going with, though,
it's like,
too.
it could be easy for that. To me, it worked fine, just as long, as long as it doesn't take away from everything that's going on screen, the action. Like, as long as it works well with the characters, with the setting, with the environment, it's fine by me. We've seen CGI where it's just done bad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and just, overused, but then, or some movies that just rely heavily on it, but you're just like, come on, guys. Come on. You look at anything on, a Sci-Fi Channel original. That's CGI that's blown over.
Is it to make the movie is it because you have that technology now that you can just do it?
It's like looking at an Instagram picture and you realize, do I even need to put a filter on it, or should I? It's there.
Well, if it's an Ariana Celeste picture, no filter needed.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, do you need the filter or do you not? So it's kind of that situation where I look at it as, sure, it can improve it as well, but does it take away from the photo itself? So,
And does it take away from the story, though, too, that you're trying to tell?
Yeah, exactly. So
that's the thing.
Ultron by himself, you could, if you wanted to invest some money, create an animatronic for that.
Oh, well, good point about that is because when Jurassic World comes out, because animatronics, though, too.
Is it going to be used in there? Because the original one did use both.
We still have to find that out.
Yeah.
We'll remind me where I have to find that out.
Yeah, if they use it, because the original one did use both.
And from what they're showing in the trailer, it's a lot more CGI.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Yeah.
Which is, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. JR, what do you think? You like going to movies just...
I know, you
always have an open mind.
It's the whole thing is if it's not sloppy. Like we've said before, the Jurassic World, that looks kind of atrocious.
Yeah.
But
it's cheesy. It's just like, it looks cheesy.
The way they did it with Avengers, though, I think if you had gone the animatronic route with Ultron, I don't know if it would have flowed as much as opposed to just, hey, we're talking to a robot right now. Oh, yeah, it's a green screen. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just seemed to work better. I think it all depends on who's at the helm.
Would 300 work well without CGI?
Would that whatchamacallit? No. Well, actually, Sin City, you'd have to have that in there.
Yeah. Again, it's by aesthetics.
Well, in order to, like they said, to make a guy fly, you kind of have to.
You kind of have
too,
to. I mean,
yeah.
you could still do the wires and thing,
Yeah,
but
I was thinking Star Wars prequels. Well, it was beyond that. So,
oh Lord,
I mean, whoa.
yeah. I was like, whoa,
Whoa, now.
We are
Yeah.
not digging that movie.
Absolutely not. No, they were just saying how CGI can, obviously
Again,
ruin a movie there,
well,
too.
At the same time, this also sounds like, look, we need an article. We got nothing better to do, so CGI. What do you think? It's
Dinobots.
Shut up.
but by the sound of this article, it just looks like it's just trying to rile up some attention where attention doesn't really need to be there. I mean, it's
Maybe
an
so.
older discussion
Yeah.
like that. I mean,
People are obviously not tired of comic book movies.
Yeah,
As a
they're
matter
not
of fact,
tired.
it's even growing even
It's
more.
growing by popularity, so-
in the case of video game movies, which they will be, we will
they
hope
will.
that they, by next year,
we
that it really will,
hope they do. Trust me, as a person who loves his video games, I hope they do well. I
Yeah.
hope they're just done well. Problem is, we haven't had that.
Right.
So we haven't gotten there yet. Silent Hill being the only closest.
God bless the Mario Brother movie.
There wasn't enough alcohol to even save that.
Yeah.
Not a drug existing to make that a good movie.
No.
And I love the fact that they were completely wasted the entire time.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Anyway, that's all I got. So just some food for thought there for you guys who like CGI. I mean, I used to think
come
about
on,
CGI movies, it'd be like, okay, why do you need to have CGI? I mean, I like
Let's be
practical
honest.
effects as
I
much
mean,
as possible. But
Let's be honest. What do you think freaking Avatar is? The whole thing is CGI.
Oh, yeah.
And that brought everybody to bring in, oh, this looks pretty. But where's the story? I don't know.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's why it's taken
in
another
that
5-10 years just to get another movie.
It's in that VHS box over there labeled Fern Gully.
Gully. Mm-hmm. Copy, paste.
Fern Gully was way better. Had Smoke Monster, I think, in it, didn't it?
It even had, what's his name was in there?
Tim Curry.
No, not Tim Curry. Recently passed. What's his name? Was actually in there. God bless him. Why am I always forget? I'm terrible at names tonight for some reason. Good Will Hunting.
Robin
Robin Williams was in there. He played the bat.
Betty Hanna.
Yeah, he was.
Really?
Yes, he was. He was in there. I just remember that.
No!
Yes, Robin Williams was in Fern Gully.
Never mind. Anyway, recommendations for the week. Go.
Surprisingly out there right now, Humble Bundle Store is doing their spring sale right now, and oh my god, the sales on these things are actually pretty good on the levels of like Steam level goods.
They're like Crazy Eddie sales.
Before
you know it, they'll be gone.
$1 games, yeah, I'll take that. And I'm thinking like $1. It's probably gonna be some like indie title. No, System Shock 2 was for $1. Renegade Ops for $1. Just today, I think at the time of recording this, Psychonauts was $1.99. For the love of God! Of course, this goes on. They're like $1 for like 2 days to check on it, but yeah, check it every day because it's gonna be running for like 2 weeks. So yeah, Humble Bundle Store. There's some damn good deals on there, I have to say. So.
I like my games like I like my beer, cheap and easy to finish.
Well, first off, I'd highly recommend going to our Instagram, which is on thebanteringbohs.com, because I don't know if Brian had seen these or not yet, but apparently we have our first shot of Harley Quinn, Miss Margot Robbie's costume.
Yep, that's
Yes, we did have a chance to touch on that last week just a little bit, and
Okay.
we need to talk more about that though too as more pics are coming out because Will Smith was carrying her in that outfit today, and might I say I was very jealous, man.
And then there was also like a pseudo controversy wondering if the whole tattoo things, because there was a picture of her tattooing Jared Leto as well or something. So yeah,
Mr. J.
But also, real quick, the band Muse has a new album coming out
Yeah, it's-
on
yeah, buddy.
June.
The new
The
song's
song
great.
right now, Dead Inside. Doing what they do best. A whole bunch of weird sounds that somehow come together and make one hell of a driving rock song. So download it now. I'm pretty sure it's free.
bless
on
those British
iTunes.
bastards.
In theaters this week. Speaking of British bastards, Mad Max Fury Road. I believe Tom Hardy is British. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he is. Don't let me. I'm sorry, Tom. I meant no disrespect there.
Oi.
Yeah. This movie looks really, really good.
Brian Summers, you don't know me yet, but you're about to.
Yeah.
Sit down, Jason.
Yeah. I think this movie could be, it's not going to make Avengers money, but I think it's going to end up doing pretty well at the box office. Hopefully the reception is going to be really well for it too. Remember, it's kind of like its own standalone film. I mean, if you watch the previous Mad Max films, it will help you, but you don't have to watch them though too. Pitch Perfect 2 will be out though too. That's right. The pitch is back, Bradley. And you can go see that too with your, with the girlfriend. So anyway. In the meantime, find us at thebanteringbohs.com. There you will find all of our latest shows and links to all the various social media networks. Gentlemen, have a great week.
You too, sir.
You too.
And everyone listening, as always, thank you for joining us, and we will catch you next week. Peace out.
Let's be honest.
I'm going to sleep now. Hey there, folks. Do make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Bantering Bohs. Also, be sure to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/The Bantering Bohs. Thank you, and deuces.